Sawadee Universe, Chu Olivia Senacha, Miss Universe Côte d'Ivoire. Hello Universe, my name is Olivia, Miss Universe Côte d'Ivoire, and welcome to Ask Miss Universe Côte d'Ivoire a question. Welcome guys to my channel. If you are new here, please take the time to like and subscribe to stay tuned to my journey. J'ai 27 ans, je fais 1m80, that's 5 foot 11 inches. Je suis mannequin international, ambassadeur de tourisme de Côte d'Ivoire et présidente de la fondation Olivia qui se focalise sur l'éducation des jeunes, en particulier des jeunes filles en Côte d'Ivoire. Avant d'aller plus loin, permettez-moi de vous donner quelques informations importantes. 1. Pour toute information et annonce sur mon parcours Miss Univers, je vous invite à suivre mon site officiel olivia-yassé.com ainsi que mes pages Instagram et Facebook. 2. La finale Miss Univers se tiendra à Bangkok, en Thaïlande, le 21 novembre 2025 et la mise au vert se tiendra du 1er au 21 novembre. 3. Téléchargez l'application Miss Univers sur App Store ou Play Store en attendant que les votes commencent. And finally, it would be crazy of me to not take the time to thank every single one of you for your love and for your support since my announcement. It has been so incredible to read all of your messages, and it's been so heartwarming, and it motivates me even more to want to give my best and to finally bring this crown to Côte d'Ivoire. I have received more than 500 questions, and I sat and took the time to read every single one of them, and I've tried to take the most common questions so that I can answer as many of you as possible. So let's get started. So we're going to start with Africa, and the first question is in French, and it says, Depuis combien de temps tu te prépares pour Miss Univers? Aussi, bonne chance. Merci. Alors déjà, il faut savoir que ça fait 7 ans que j'y rêve, mais ça fait physiquement 3 ans, depuis 2023, que je me prépare pour la finale. Mais mentalement et physiquement, je me prépare depuis 2018. Et comme toute chose que je fais dans ma vie, je l'ai écrit sur ma liste d'objectifs. J'ai pris le temps de m'instruire et de me préparer. Et 7 ans plus tard, je suis fière de dire que je vais représenter mon pays au concours Miss Univers et que je pourrai finalement dire Olivia Yassé, Côte d'Ivoire. Deuxième question, Olivia, quand les projecteurs s'éteignent et que tu te trouves seule face à toi-même, quelle est la part de toi que tout le monde ne connaît pas encore, mais que tu aimerais en faire révéler? Qui est Olivia Yassé quand elle n'est plus Miss? Alors, il faut savoir que Olivia, quand elle n'est plus Miss, c'est une vraie geek. J'aime tout ce qui est science-fiction. Je peux passer des heures à jouer des jeux vidéo. J'aime tous les classiques. Voilà, je vous montre. Je me promène toujours avec ma Nintendo Switch. Tout ce qui est Super Mario Bros, Crash Bandicoot, Tekken, Sonic, tous les anciens. Je suis aussi une vraie fan du catch, de la WWE, depuis mon enfance avec mes cousins. Je faisais que regarder à la télé John Cena, CM Punk, Undertaker. Je peux vous donner toute la liste. Et aussi, j'aime beaucoup tout ce qui est tout mignon, tout ce qui est peluche. Je vais vous expliquer, quand je suis partie en Asie, en ce moment, ce qui est à la mode, c'est les laboubous. Et j'en ai pris tellement, mais quand je dis tellement, ça c'est rien, ça c'est vraiment 5 que j'ai ramenés, juste pour vous montrer à quel point je suis obsédée, j'adore. Et la dernière chose, c'est que je collectionne énormément de journaux. Et j'ai un journal pratiquement pour tout. Ce journal-là, c'est mon journal d'organisation pour Miss Univers. Et si je vous montre la date, j'ai commencé le 19 novembre 2023. Donc j'ai toutes mes inspirations, mon inspiration pour le costume national, mon inspiration pour la couronne. Celui-ci, j'y mets toutes mes prières, tout ce que je demande à Dieu, pour ma famille, pour mes proches, pour moi-même. Celui-ci, c'est mon journal intime, donc je vais le garder bien fermé, et j'en ai des vingtaines, des trentaines à la maison. What can you tell young black girls who want to follow in your footsteps? The First thing I always tell young black girls or young black boys or just black women and black men in general is to assume your identity. It's so important because it is a source of everything you will accomplish in life. You cannot face the world if you do not love yourself, if you are not proud of who you are, and if you are not proud of where you come from. So never doubt the power that you have and never envy others for what they have. Your skin color is beautiful, so wear it like an armor. Your hair texture is incomparable, so wear it like your crown. And your culture is your strength, it's your pride. But also, do not put yourself in a box category. Do not let anyone define who you as a black man or woman should be, or how you should walk, how you should talk, how you should dress. Talk how you want to talk, wear what you want to wear, and be who you want to be. You know, take up space in society. Don't be afraid to walk into rooms where you're the only one who looks like yourself and pave the way for others who look like you. And remember, the world needs your voice, it needs your perspective. So show up and own it. Bonjour Miss Olivia, votre secret, on a l'impression que vous êtes tout le temps forte et confiante. Alors oui, c'est vrai que j'ai une certaine force de caractère et cette force-là, je l'obtiens de Dieu, de mon Créateur, de ma famille, de mon entourage, de mes convictions. Et quand je veux quelque chose dans la vie, je me donne toujours les moyens d'y arriver. Mais je suis humaine, donc comme tout le monde, j'ai des moments de faiblesse et quand ça arrive, je pleure un bon coup, je me lève et j'avance. What is the essence of being a beauty queen in today's society? That's a very good question. For me, the essence of being a beauty queen in today's society is the positive impact we get to make in people's lives and the millions of voices that we get to lift through our projects, through our platforms and our advocacies. You know, the glitz and the glam of pageantry, yes, they're fun and it's one of the parts that we all like, but at the end of the day, the most important is always the change or the impact that we can have in someone's life, at least for me. And every time I meet with young girls or meet with women, I always ask myself, was I able to make an impact in their life? Was I able to change their lives even by just something I say or even by just a smile? And one of my biggest role models, Michelle Obama, says that success is not about how much money you have, but the impact that you make in people's lives. And that's something that I try to live by every day, not only as a beauty queen, but as a human being in general. Comment te sens-tu à l'idée d'affronter d'autres filles Power Country à Miss Univers? Alors, pour vous dire la vérité, je n'ai aucune inquiétude. Je me sens extrêmement bien. Pour ceux qui ne savent pas, des Country Powerhouse, c'est des pays qui ont l'habitude d'avoir de bons classements dans les concours internationaux, toujours dans le top 6, toujours dans le top 10, dans le top 5. Les pays Powerhouse, c'est bien, mais je trouve qu'une Power Candidate, c'est encore mieux. Je suis humblement confiante en ma capacité, en ma préparation et je donnerai tout pour pouvoir être la meilleure, pour pouvoir être l'une des meilleures et remporter la première couronne pour la Côte d'Ivoire et pour l'Afrique francophone. Quel sera ton projet, ta cause pour Miss Univers? Bonne chance, Queen. Merci beaucoup. Alors, j'aurai 2 projets officiels pour ma campagne à Miss Univers. Le premier projet, c'est un projet que je porte depuis mon sacre de Miss Côte d'Ivoire et c'est mon slogan « Assumer son identité ». C'est un projet qui me tient à cœur et qui se concentre sur l'autonomisation, sur la valorisation et l'acceptation de soi et sur la célébration de l'individualité. Malheureusement, il y a de nombreuses personnes qui n'assument pas ou qui n'aiment pas qui ils sont et mon objectif, c'est vraiment d'encourager ces personnes-là à aimer qui ils sont et à reconnaître la beauté dans leur expérience et dans leur parcours unique. Le deuxième projet est également un projet qui me tient énormément à cœur et c'est ma fondation, la fondation Olivia. Je crois que l'avenir des jeunes et l'avenir de la future génération dépend de leur éducation et cela commence depuis le plus jeune âge. Ce projet m'est venu lors d'une visite à Yamoussoukro, dans un village où j'ai rencontré des jeunes filles brillantes et pleines de vie qui ne demandaient qu'à apprendre, mais malheureusement, ces jeunes filles-là viennent de milieux défavorisés où elles n'ont pas l'opportunité d'avoir une éducation et ça a été un moment qui m'a vraiment touchée et c'est comme ça que l'idée m'est venue de faire la fondation et de pouvoir aider autant de jeunes filles que je pouvais. In a world where identity is weaker than ever, what does it mean to be an African woman? That is a very deep question and it's a very important subject that should be talked about. Being an African woman in today's society is a beautiful mix of strength and resilience. In a world where identity is weaker than ever, I think we have the possibility and a huge opportunity to redefine what it means to be us, what it means to be African. And to me, being an African woman is being proud and to embrace our roots, to embrace our cultures, but also to celebrate our diversity and celebrate all of these women who came before us and who paved the way for us and who fought for our rights. In a world where African women and Black women in general are often minimized and stereotyped, I think we should stand tall, stand together, and assert our presence in society because we are beautiful, we are strong, we are resilient, we are leaders, we are creators, innovators, and we are change makers. What part of your story did you once hide but now wear like your armor? Finland. Okay, I wouldn't necessarily say it's a part of my story that I hid, but it's just something I never talked about. When I was younger, around 11 or 12 years old, I absolutely hated my height. I hated how tall I was. I was always, that awkward tall girl in class that was taller than everyone and taller than all the boys. And you know how that feels when you're a kid. So I would look up how to be shorter, how I could shrink my height. And I saw somewhere that if I put a lot of heavy items in a backpack and walked around with it, I would shrink. And I know it sounds ridiculous now, but back then I actually believed it. And it always comes back to my slogan, assume your identity, because back then I did not love who I was. I did not appreciate what I had, but you always have to love yourself, love what God gave you, what our Creator gave us, and use it to your full advantage. And now I love it. I strut around the runway with it, I show them off, and it's my blessing. Quel message fort porterez-vous pour l'Afrique à Miss Univers? Je porterai un message de fierté et un message d'opportunité pour l'Afrique. Le message est simple et il est clair. It's time for Africa. C'est le temps de l'Afrique. L'Afrique n'est pas seulement riche en ressources, mais aussi en âme, en talent, en innovation. Et il est vraiment temps d'investir en l'Afrique. Je veux que le monde nous voie tel que nous sommes, et pas comme un continent qui est en besoin, mais comme un partenaire qui est en progrès. L'Afrique est riche, l'Afrique est belle, et j'entends toujours les gens dire que l'Afrique c'est l'avenir, l'Afrique c'est l'avenir. L'Afrique n'est pas l'avenir, l'Afrique c'est le présent. Now we're going to America. First question. Why pageantry and where did the dream begin? This is actually a funny story because I did not start out being interested by pageantry. I actually wanted to be a top model like Naomi Campbell or Kimora Lee Simmons. And as I was modeling, people would always ask me, why don't you try pageantry? You have a great smile, you have a great personality, you're good with people. So I started getting interested and I did my research. I watched a few videos and I realized that it was something I was actually interested in. And what really fascinated me was the incredible women who were crowned and those who went through this journey and their advocacies, their projects, and the impacts they made. And for me, coming from a well-known family in Côte d'Ivoire and a family of politicians, everything I do in my life, I try to do with a purpose. I try to have the end goal be helping others. So when I found out that pageantry wasn't just about beauty, which is what some people still think, but it's mostly about advocacy, I immediately fell in love, because what better way to live life than to do what you love by also helping others. How different is your preparation strategy from the last time you competed internationally? Well, it's quite different because I did not have a strategy going into my first pageant. I was only told 2 weeks before that I was going to compete, and I went with some catwalk experience from my modeling career, as well as a little bit of public training, public speaking training, and that was it. But for Miss Universe, I really took the time to prepare, to do my research, to study my strengths and my weaknesses. I wanted to make sure I left 0 stones unturned and that I would be the best representative for my country, make them proud, and hopefully win the crown. ¿Cómo aprendiste a hablar español? Okay, mira. Te cuento cómo aprendí español y la verdad es que es un poquito chistoso. Tengo primos mexicanos y cuando era niña ellos hablaban todo el tiempo en español y yo me dije que están hablando de mí. Entonces yo me dije que voy a hablar y aprender español para entender lo que dicen. Y cuando fui a la escuela en los Estados Unidos elegí español como el idioma que quiero practicar y aprender, y así como empecé. Y también me encanta ir de vacaciones en México con mi familia. Es un país que me fascina mucho. La gente, la comida, la música, la cultura y también la historia de Nuestra Madre de Guadalupe, porque yo soy religiosa. What is the most pure manifestation of women empowerment in your opinion? I think the purest manifestation of women empowerment is to be so unapologetically authentic and for women to define in their own terms what empowerment means to them. And I know that I talk a lot about redefinement, but it is so important that women take the initiative to define empowerment and to break free from the societal expectations and the societal limitations, which will also encourage others to do the same. Hola reina desde Perú, ¿cómo estás llevando tus primeros días como Miss Universe Côte d'Ivoire? Hola querida, escucha, estoy disfrutando esta experiencia al máximo. Para mí es un honor y en verdad bendición de estar en este momento de mi vida y de representar mi país, mi gente, las personas y niños y niñas negras, los afrolatinos, afroasiáticos, afroeuropeos y no solamente las personas negras, pero todas las personas del mundo y las personas que sienten que no tienen voz. Yo quiero que todas las personas que siguen mi historia se dicen que yo soy orgulloso de quién soy y voy a usar mi historia para cambiar el mundo. Finally, last but not least, Asia! So, starting with the first question, who is your favorite Miss Universe and why? Nepal. Honestly, it would be a crime for me to name just one. They're all so inspiring and they've all done such amazing things with their titles. But if I had to name a few, I would name Leila Lopez, Miss Universe 2011 from Angola, amazing woman. And she just got decorated by the president of Angola. Zozibini Tunzi, of course, Miss Universe 2019. She's such a reference for representation. Andrea Mesa, I love her, 2020. The iconic Catriona Gray, of course, Miss Universe 2018. And, of course, my friend, Shanice Palacio, Love her so much. She's such an incredible queen and she's had such an amazing reign. In many parts of the world, especially in Asia and in Africa, young people are expected to follow traditional paths in education, marriage, and career. As a global youth icon, what would you say to those who wish to break out of expectations and create their own paths? I believe that balance is essential in life. Traditional paths in career, in marriage, and in education have their value and create a strong foundation. However, I don't think that these traditions should limit our potential or dictate our futures. So to those young people who feel like they have to break free from these expectations, I would say embrace your own journey. You know, use the wisdom of the path, but also create your own path. What is the greatest contribution of your country to the entire world? Well, I'm very proud to be home to the largest basilica in the entire world and to the lead producers of cashew, of coffee, and cocoa. So Côte d'Ivoire is actually a key factor in the chocolate and coffee industry. So for all you coffee and chocolate lovers out there, you're welcome. Apart from that, Côte d'Ivoire has gifted the world with amazing talents. Talents such as soccer players, soccer legends, artists, painters, rappers, singers, taekwondo world champions, and beauty queens. What would you tell to those girls who were sexually abused and they can't forget? To these young girls who have gone through the unimaginable pain of sexual abuse, I want to start off by saying that I could never fully comprehend the depth of the suffering that you've been through, but that I stand in solidarity with you. And I want you to hear this. You are not alone, and this situation does not define you. And it is important that you understand that you have a voice and that your voice is powerful and that you can shed a light in the darkness and use your voice to prevent others from going through the same pain. And I know that the journey will be challenging and hard, but there is always space and hope for recovery and for healing. You are a survivor, you are a warrior, and I urge you to reclaim your power. The question, why should you be the next Miss Universe? I believe that I should be the next Miss Universe because my core values are empowerment, our resilience, and our cultural appreciation, which are all values that the title represents. I believe that my values align perfectly with the Miss Universe organization's commitment to empowerment, to inclusion, but especially to diversity. I want to be the new symbol of fierceness, of pride, and of representation of all cultures. My journey has always been about encouraging others to embrace their uniqueness and also to showcase the harmony between modern and traditional aspirations. That is all for the Ask Miss Universe Côte d'Ivoire question. I hope you guys enjoyed the series and I hope that you guys have learned a little more about me. If you did like the video, don't forget to like and subscribe. And thank you all for coming and watching. It means a lot to me. And I hope you follow me on my Miss Universe Côte d'Ivoire journey and on my road to the crown. Kapunka.